My name is Jake Lucas. I am the manager and mechanic at the Fort Collins branch of Arapahoe Rental. So we have 8 locations total. Down south in Denver, we have Littleton, Lakewood, and Englewood locations. Up here in northern Colorado would be Windsor, Johnstown, Loveland, and Fort Collins. And then just recently, in the last couple of years, we opened up the Cheyenne location. Yeah, there's 4 of the newer style Brush Rovers in circulation between all 8 locations. But I'd say a good majority of our rentals, as far as the brush mowers and the weed mowers, most of them are going to be like the farmer rancher type folks that have a little bit of like acreage, and then quite a few of the landscaping type companies that handle like that type of acreages and stuff like that. Yesterday we had a company called Back 40 Landscape come in, and they were probably one of the more skeptical customers when they first saw it that I've interacted with. They were like, man, I don't know if this is like, man, just try it. Like, here's how it works, here's how it operates. If you get into this situation, you always call us. And ever since then, through the years, the last couple of years, they've been renting pretty much a couple times a month at least from us through the busy season, those Brush Rovers. As a whole, I would say out of Fort Collins, most of my contractors love the units because they're doing pretty much what I described earlier. You know, they're doing like ravines, or they're doing like a prairie type pasture that's a couple acres or something like that, or they're mowing around people's stuff. As a whole, they do, and for being a bush hog or a weed type mower, they actually cut pretty clean, which has been fantastic as far as feedback from our customers. A lot of people will, on their properties, they'll plant like a row of like, say, pine trees or something like that as like windbreaks. Those come in handy because you'll get a buildup out here of a lot of tumbleweeds and other things. You can get a tractor too to a certain degree, but those Brush Rovers, because they're smaller, they're gonna chew up the same stuff that like a typical tractor bush hog would. But getting in and under those trees, like there's some things like the ravine that's out here, a tractor might be close to like tipping or whatnot. The Brush Rovers tend to be better with like those inclines and ravines if you're mowing that type of area. I'd never seen it before out where we were, or like where I live, but we had a lot of, in the underbrush, there's a lot of just like thick viney weeds in there. And it's where I'm gonna sell folks if they're ever wanting a recommendation on a mower. Because that thing, I mean, it just kept chewing and chewing and chewing, and that out there is like bushes, the viney weeds, the sagebrush, the tumbleweeds, it's just going over it. Which honestly, like, I will always, as long as we got them available, take those home and mow.